the duplicates was also removing some of the newer data that he needed to keep. Removing the duplicate property IDs as well as the older work completion dates is going to be the goal in this video. Here we have our spreadsheet with the work order column, the property ID column with the duplicates highlighted already, and the work completion date. So as I said before, the goal here is to keep the work completion date that was most recently completed and remove the property ID that's duplicated. Now, my coworker was using the Remove Duplicates option here under the Data tab. This could work, but it doesn't really care about the other columns and what data the other columns have. Let me show you what happened when we were trying to remove the duplicates with this option. Now here, I copied over a small section to show you an example of how the Remove Duplicates works. It keeps the very first occurrence of whatever it is you're trying to remove, and then anything thereafter, whether or not it's a second, third, fourth, or fifth, it will remove any additional occurrences of that item. We have row number 2 and 3 have the property ID ending in 547. Now the first occurrence, or row 2, will be left completely alone. The second one, or the second occurrence on row 3, that's the one that will be deleted. The problem is that that is also the one that has the most recent completion date of 2018, whereas the first occurrence of that property ID has a work completion date of 2017. That was the issue that we were running into, is that we wanted to keep the most recent work completion date, but our data was being removed according to the order that it was occurring in. The second property ID that's here in row 4 and row 5, ending in 847, this case, the first occurrence of that property ID has a work completion date of 2018, whereas the second occurrence has a completion date of 2017. The Remove Duplicates option would remove the second property ID with the 2017 date, which is what we wanted. And we're going to select column I, so it removes the duplicate property IDs. And now you can see that it did in fact remove the 2018 of that first property ID and kept the 2018 of the second property ID. The idea is completely based on how the data is organized in terms of occurrences that each property ID has. To help my coworker resolve this issue, I started with sorting the work completion date from newest on top to oldest on the bottom. The way we would do that is going to the Data tab and selecting A to Z, or we can also right-click the work completion date, sort, and A to Z. Now before I do that, I'm going to take note of this property ID that we were just looking at so that we can actually check to see if it saved the correct one or kept the correct one on our list. Now I'll go ahead and sort this, newest on top, oldest on bottom. And now we can select the property ID column and remove duplicates. Since everything is correctly in order, we shouldn't have a problem with the oldest ones being kept and the newest ones being removed. Again, this is why we kept the other property ID, so we can still test that. Now this is something that's going to pop up because I selected the entire column of property ID. Another way you can do it is just select the header, and then this won't pop up. If this does pop up though, we are going to want to expand the selection, so it will still sort the work orders and it'll still sort the work completion date. If I tell it to continue with current selection, it's only going to organize property IDs. So again, expand the selection. I've never had a scenario where I don't expand the selection. Not that it doesn't happen, I just haven't run into it yet. Now here, because we're trying to remove duplicate property IDs, that's going to be column B. So we'll deselect all of these except for column B and select OK. Now it's telling us that it's removed all of the duplicate values. 174 duplicate values were found and removed, and 291 unique values remain. Now let's go ahead and search for this property ID that we originally saw was out of order with the oldest one on top until we resorted. And let's make sure that it saved the 2018 work completion date. All right, perfect. So we filtered for that property ID. It did in fact save the correct one or kept the first occurrence. And now we can be confident that the Remove Duplicates option worked based on our sorting all of the new items to the top and having all of the old items at the bottom. My coworker was happy to be able to confidently say that he had the most accurate information on his report, and now he knows to come to me next time he has an Excel question. So of course, if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below, and until next time, have fun excelling!